The Cowboys and the Vikings, and it's coming up next.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full bore as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Dallas Cowboys. Hi again, everyone. Brennan Gordon alongside, as always, my partner Charles Davis and CD. In the few moments here before kickoff, let's give these folks at home a look at these two offenses by the numbers. What stands out to you?
Brandon, I just continue to be amazed by the analytics of the game, and it's an area where I continue to concentrate and study because I'm still trying to figure out how coaches and coordinators can really crunch the numbers and find where exactly on the field a defense is vulnerable. It's the game within the game, and if you really dive into it, it can be endlessly fascinating.
They fake the handoff, now Tua. He gets it complete to Harris. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Here's Tua. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. That's swung out wide to Harris. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game too. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
He's got exactly what you're looking for, the ability to not just diagnose a play and quickly, but to make a play as well. Nice job there tackling him for a loss.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. First carry for Raheem Mostert. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. They hand it off to Mostert. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. They'll try and run here with Mostert. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. Caught on the right side by Dorsett. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. This defense for the Vikings, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. A nice opening right away as he'll maneuver his way up to the 32-yard line.
3rd inches, they just hand it to the big battering ram there. That's football 101, isn't it? That's bread and butter. Turn around, hand it to the big fella, and let him get forward for a first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. 7 yards, the pickup there.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
We're scoreless after 1. On 2nd down, Mostert. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right out of the middle.
41 yards rushing for him now to this point.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
I know defensive coordinator is going to be pretty excited about what he just saw there. Great knockback by their front. And now with the ball where it is, I would expect to see the offense throw the ball on 2nd and 3rd down here.
5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Calvin Ridley with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 7-0. That drive a long one, spanning 15 plays, and it now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Danico Autry able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Focus, defense, focus.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
There's the stiff arm. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Tua sets up to pass it. It's brought in by Harris. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and short. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Tua. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Jerry Judy. With touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And we are tied here in the second quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. 2nd and 5 now. Burrow. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Touchdown, Cowboys. If there was one knock on Joe Burrow coming out of LSU, it was arm strength, but got to put those doubts to rest right there.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they really won't have much time to work with, just 19 seconds showing on the clock. And an anxious moment or 2 there, but they do get him down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
Check Mike 27, check Mike 27.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Tua, a final shot before half. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll kick things off with an AFC South matchup. Indianapolis traveling to Jacksonville. And that one just before halftime with the Jaguars out on top. Jamison Crowder, a touchdown reception. From there, we head up to Kansas City to check on the Chiefs at Arrowhead. And that game has gone to halftime with the visiting Texans out on top. The Texans seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Gabriel Davis, a touchdown reception. With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Cowboys. And they've had some success on the ground. And with the lead going into the second half, they'll no doubt be looking to keep it going. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Final adjustments being made in the locker rooms. We're just about ready for the second half from Minneapolis. And for the call, let's rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this third quarter. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 61 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Burrow's throw there taken in by Dorsett. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end.
Touchdown! Calvin Ridley. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And from where we sit, if you had told me that that ball was somehow going to get from point A to point B, I would have told you no way. I mean, that was an absolute cannon shot. And he still dropped it right on the money, too.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 21-7. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that leads into bigger errors.
Harris. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
On second down, this is Harris. And this will be a Vikings first down as good running gets him to about the 44.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. And Jordan Brooks on the tackle.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Tua going to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Craig. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 40.
Well, every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
Tackle made that time by B.J. Hill. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys' 32. 57 yards rushing for him now in the ballgame. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And it was the stiff arm there that freed him enough to get the first before he's tackled.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
On first down, Harris. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 2nd and 7, Tua. Incomplete. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Damian Harris with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Vikings have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. They've been rolling the last couple of drives, each inning in touchdowns. So this game is flipped. They were down. Now they're up with the football. We'll see how they handle it.
Can we get a spy on the headset now between the head coach and offensive coordinator? They've been in attack mode. Had to get back into the game. Now they have the lead. Do you stay on the attack, or do you dial it back a little bit to try and protect this lead?
My cop-out answer would be somewhere in the middle. I think it's going to be a fine line, is it not?
I think you're exactly right, but I do think if they can stay aggressive and keep them on their heels, they'll be best served that way.
The Cowboys on third down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Defensively, they rally the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on 1st.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Burrow. Dorsett making the catch. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
I can hear it right now that most people in our business are saying, why aren't they running the football? But I happen to agree with this strategy. They've had success all game long. I don't think they should go away from it. Too often, teams go into that protect mode and end up giving away the football. This team has stayed aggressive, and it's working out for them.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 38-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Burrow. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Nick Bosa, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. He's going to air one out for Anderson. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. On the handoff, this is Mostert. Powers past him at the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Here's Mostert. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll run with Mostert. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. Every yard they gain, getting them better and better field position, and obviously a field goal makes this a 2-score contest. That's really all they need.
And that means for you.
And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Let's go. At their own 22-yard line.
So all eyes on this Vikings offense. Down by 2 touchdowns. A little over a minute and a half remaining. And their 4-game winning streak in great danger. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's Tua. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. First down now, but the clock continues to move. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Cowboys will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
So that'll back them up 5. That one looks like he'll throw here. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for